everybody, Dr. T here. Domestic violence is a complex phenomenon. When it occurs, it can rarely be attributed to a single cause. Rather, abuse typically sits at the nexus of a complicated network of risk factors. One of the most common of those risk factors is substance use. Today, I will explore the relationship between domestic violence and substance abuse. Research has shown a clear link between drugs and alcohol and domestic violence. Excuse me. Around 40% to 60% of reported domestic abuse situations involve alcohol or drug use. One study found that individuals with drug use disorder are 4 to 10 times more likely to perpetrate violence than non-drug users. There are a few potential explanations for this relationship. Drugs and alcohol are both conscious altering substances and can result in behavioral changes such as increased aggression, impaired judgment and cognitive function, and lower inhibitions of self-control. All of these can contribute to violent behavior, particularly when paired with other risk factors for domestic violence. Sadly, substance abuse often affects people on both sides of abuse. It's not uncommon for survivors of domestic violence to turn to alcohol or drugs in order to cope with the trauma they've experienced. However, it's important to note that although alcohol and drugs and domestic violence frequently co-occur, substance abuse use alone does not cause domestic violence. Not everyone who commits abuse uses drugs and/or alcohol, and not everyone who uses drugs and/or alcohol commits abuse. Rather, substance use makes it more likely that someone with abusive tendencies or other risk factors will commit violence. I believe everyone has a right to a life free of violence. My mission to end domestic violence is rooted in education and service. In addition to working towards broader social change, I try to provide empowerment-based support by educating others about the factors of DV in the hopes of preventing them from ever becoming a victim, and also giving those who are suffering abuse the information they need to understand it is not their fault, and they can live a life free from abuse. If you or someone you know is in an abusive situation, call the National Helpline at 1-800-799-SAFE or text START to 88788. Everyone deserves a healthy relationship.